Okay, this area is very easy. These are the lap 5839s. And that's the true pumpkin color there. But in this corner you can see, as you get into the darker ones, just the variation of color and the striations of color in the darker 5839s. There's a couple of them that have dates. You can see that's 1931, another 1931, and another 1931. There's one more. Most of them are not dated. I can see another one back there that's dated. I'd say there's maybe, that I've seen 10 in the whole bunch. There are a couple of the pumpkin colors that have a mix up in the glaze, maybe 4 or 5 of those. Some of them have big yellow patches on them where the glaze didn't mix. But I think the 5839 is one of the more industrial looking insulators, and it's been one of the collector's favorites as well. Just about everybody that's asked for them either knew about them, had one, or wanted one. So that's the lap 5839s. And they go all the way to those boards. And then there's more of them way up at that other end. So I think it's somewhere around 2,600 of these. Okay, we'll go to another area. Okay, now we're in one of my favorite areas. These are a lot of the oddball yellows. Not sure what that mark is. It might be a Westinghouse. Behind it is a pin code G. A couple more pin codes. These bright orange look like they might be a lock. They're not marked. There's a really neat Ohio brass in a mottled olive green and black. Another unusual insulator, only 3 or 4 that shape. This is an odd shape. Pincos. These are Westinghouse. These guys in the orange glaze aren't marked, but appear to be maybe a Thomas or a lock. There's 3 in a really neat color. And we have a brown shade of Westinghouse. Really neat Ohio brass mottled color. Here's one of the Ohio brass with early firing marks on it. Then in this area, just incredible colors. There's a Cook. You've got every color you can imagine here. There's another Cook. Ohio brass behind it. You've got cherry reds, greens, oranges, reds, wine reds, mottled colors. About the only color not represented in these is white. There's some more Cooks. Just some really odd glazes, beautiful. Then you've got the pretty pedestrian chocolate ones. And this one's unmarked. Some of these like that are marked Thomas. Then you've got these chocolate guys. There's an Ohio brass. A lot of these are Ohio brass. They were made in several different styles. There's a Westinghouse. More Ohio brass. And more Westinghouse over there. And you've got these brown and red glazed. Some of them were marked Thomas. And this one is Lock. Number's 9000, 9995 maybe, or 9995A. There's one that's almost red. It's maybe 30 of those. Alright, we'll open up another area. Okay, this is my favorite area. Here you have some of the cable tops that are unmarked, but they were made by Thomas. And they come in a variety of colors. These are almost black with a little green mottled in. Right next to it is like a deep wine red. There's some of the Cook cable tops in various shades of red. Behind them green. That one green one is Ohio brass, I can see. We'll go down that line. There's another Cook. There's an Ohio brass right behind it. It's so warm here today that bugs are hatching in New Jersey. It's almost 60 degrees, January 23rd. There's a unmarked Thomas in a really pretty orange and yellow glaze. Looks like there's 3 or 4 or 5 of those. There's some in mottled colors. There's a mottled green and black. There's a pretty wild Ohio brass in a almost mirrored brown glaze. Another neat Ohio brass. Here's some Ohio brass in kind of an odd shape. Coloration. And these guys are different as well. Maybe a dozen of those total in the whole collection. These are Pincos. Many of them have like a fluorescent blue coating around the collar that really shines when the sun hits it. And as you can see, there's just an incredible, there's some that have the fluorescent coating. They're not shining too much today, but you can pick it up, but it's very cloudy and rainy today. Again, they're Pincos. Some of the unmarked Thomas shape. Here's a Cook and a Lock 8881 to the left of it. More of the Pincos. The unmarked Thomas is almost a black. And again the orange glaze. And there's a Pinco U. And behind it some green glaze Ohio brass. And we're back into the yellows. And those are the unmarked Thomases. And I'm seeing a real rare bird here. Okay, that's a Pinco marked upside down. And then we're back into the Thomas area. There's a couple thousand of these here. There's another Kinko in that same style without the white top markings. Okay, we'll go to another area.